Are you thinking about retiring soon? What factors do you take into account when selecting a city for retirement? Retirees often look for cities that are safe, quiet, and affordable. These cities have been carefully selected based on a fancy analysis of data from the 150 largest metropolitan areas in the country. I am talking about the happiness of local residents, housing affordability, tax rates, and healthcare quality. All the good stuff. Are you ready? Let's go. Number 5. York, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a fantastic place to retire. And guess what? You don't have to just take my word for it. I've got some solid backing from US News and World Report. They named York as one of the top 10 places to retire in the entire United States. So what makes York so special? This charming city has a lot to offer, from a thriving art scene to vibrant community events. I absolutely love the First Fridays, festivals, and seasonal happenings that light up the town throughout the year. And let's not forget about the famous York Fair, which has been around since 1765 and is proudly hailed as America's first fair. York experiences all 4 seasons. Summers can range from pleasantly mild to a bit humid, but hey, that's what ice cream is for, right? Autumn brings that refreshing crispness. Winter starts off deceptively mild, but don't be fooled. Snowfalls can turn the town into a winter wonderland. And when spring finally arrives, it's like a breath of fresh air as the flowers bloom and everything comes to life again. Now, I know safety is always a concern, but here's some reassuring news. York has a below-average crime rate compared to other metro areas of similar size across the country. York also offers some seriously affordable housing options. The median home sale price is around $220,000, which is a whopping $208,700 lower than the national average. That means you can find your dream retirement home without breaking the bank. On top of that, in York, you'll be joining a vibrant community of retirees because approximately 17.5% of the population is over 65 years old. Number 4. Tampa, Florida. Now, let me spill some beans about Tampa's retirement scene. It's the perfect place for those who want an active and vibrant lifestyle during their golden years. No matter what you're passionate about, Tampa has got you covered. From thrilling adventures at Busch Gardens Tampa to exploring the wonders of marine life at the Florida Aquarium, and even getting up close and personal with adorable animals at Zoo Tampa. There's never a dull moment in this city. Before the 1880s, this place was just a humble fishing outpost, but you won't believe what happened next. The discovery of phosphate in the area, combined with the arrival of railroad transportation, turned Tampa into an absolute boomtown practically overnight. By the year 1900, it had grown into one of Florida's largest cities. Florida as a whole is known for being a tax-friendly haven for retirees, and Tampa is no exception. Now let's talk numbers. With a cost of living index right at the national average of 100.1, Tampa offers affordability without sacrificing quality of life. And when it comes to housing, the average home value in Tampa is around $391,601. So you can find a comfortable place to call home without breaking the bank. Oh, and did I mention that around 12.3% of the people in Tampa are over 65 years old? All in all, Tampa is a city that's rich in history, bursting with exciting attractions. Number 3. Pensacola, Florida. Pensacola, Florida. It's a true gem with some of the world's top-rated beaches, and one in particular, Pensacola Beach, was even voted Florida's best beach in a USA Today poll. What's even better is that Pensacola enjoys a pleasant climate all year. In the summer, you can expect average highs in the 80s, and in the winter, the average lows dip into the 40s. So, no matter the season, Pensacola offers an ideal climate for outdoor adventures. I think it's a big mistake to choose where to retire solely based on the political makeup of a place. Yeah, I get it. Politics definitely has a significant impact on people, especially in today's political climate. In the last presidential election, around 35.7% of residents voted Democrat, while about 62.4% voted Republican. It's up to you to decide the rest. Now, if you're a history buff or have a fascination with all things military, you're in for a treat. Pensacola is dotted with landmarks and museums that will transport you back in time. One of the crown jewels is the National Naval Aviation Museum. And let me tell you, it's a must visit. It features the Blue Angels Flight Demonstration Squadron and naval aviation's rich history and innovation. It's no wonder Pensacola proudly carries the nickname Cradle of Naval Aviation. Approximately 16.8% of the population is 65 or older, proving that age is just a number and they're rocking it like seasoned pros. Number 2. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Did you know that Harrisburg, Pennsylvania was actually considered a political capital city for the United States? It may seem surprising, but back in the 1790s, there was a lot of talk about moving the capital from Philadelphia to a more accessible location for the nation's rural areas. Harrisburg had a lot going for it. It was right in the middle of the original 13 states and had a prime spot on the Susquehanna River. Plus, it was at the intersection of 2 ancient North American Indian trails used for trade and transportation. The U.S. government seriously considered the proposal put forward by the Harris family, but ultimately George Washington preferred the Potomac River over the Susquehanna. And well, the rest is history. Nowadays, Harrisburg may not be the nation's capital, but it still offers a fantastic small-town vibe with a ton of amenities. Imagine strolling through museums, indulging in diverse dining options, and attending big festivals, all within a charming and cozy atmosphere. Harrisburg won't break the bank either. In fact, it's about 12% cheaper than the national average and 6% cheaper than the state average. And if you're in the market for a new home, you're in luck. Housing costs in Harrisburg are a whopping 35% less than the national average and 15% below the state average. So you can have that small town charm without emptying your wallet. Harrisburg had 713 properties for sale at a median price of $210,000 in April 2023. Now, I know safety is always a concern, but here's a neat little fact. Around 24% of the residents in Harrisburg are 60 years old or older. That might give you a sense of security, knowing that there's a significant older population around. Number 1. Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Lancaster holds a special place in my heart because it's my absolute favorite city to retire in. Why, you ask? Well, let me tell you all about it. First of all, Lancaster is a cultural hub like no other. But here's a fun fact for you. It's also the birthplace of the delightful whoopie pie. Wait, you know what whoopie pie is, right? Well, in case you didn't know, it's made with 2 round pieces of chocolate cake with creamy frosting in between. Yummy. Lancaster's location is like a dream come true for day trips. Imagine being just a short drive away from major cities like Philadelphia, New York, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. And the best part? You can hop on an Amtrak train and be there in no time. It's like having a world of exploration right at your fingertips. You won't believe how affordable Lancaster is. It's like budget-friendly heaven. You'll find plenty of things to do that won't dent your retirement savings. And when you have guests visiting, the fine dining options are simply amazing. Lancaster hits the nail on the head when it comes to affordability. The median cost of a home with a mortgage is around $1,556 per month. And if you prefer the flexibility of renting, you can easily find an apartment for a median monthly rent of $1,050. Now, let's talk about taxes, because who wants to pay more than necessary, right? Pennsylvania has got your back. They've created a retirement-friendly tax structure that keeps your hard-earned retirement benefits safe and sound. And here's the icing on the cake. 19% of Lancaster's population is aged 65 and over. Can you believe it? You'll be in the company of like-minded people who are familiar with the rewards and difficulties of this amazing stage of life.